Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about the Sagittarius second decan, which is 10 to 19.59 degrees. 5-9 represents minutes of art. The third decan technically begins at 20 degrees. Sagittarius. Now, first off, you have the ruler, which is Jupiter. The sub-ruler is Mars, and this could give some Aries flavoring, and this person may be more aggressive, impatient, assertive, courageous, outspoken, and combative than the other Sagittarius decans. You have more, person may be in a little more of a hurry to do Sagittarius related endeavors, which can include philosophy, sports, outdoors, camping, religion, publishing, advertising, as some examples. And also, the thing about this is you have that frank and voracious Sagittarius energy combined with the directness, the outspokenness of Aries. This is a person that can be exceptionally forthright as a result, and certainly won't mince words on matters. And the thing about this too, they could be very direct regarding their beliefs and philosophies, and they will often fight for them as well. And this is a person that may be proficient in combat, volatile sports. This is a thing where, as well, when you look at this combination of having the Sagittarius second decan, the person may like to expand horizons, but may at times follow through due to that Aries, the lack of, the persistence, the impatience that's connected with this. If I didn't say it before, I'm going to say it anyway. Most of you know this, but this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Now, this is someone that may have a number of acrimonious disputes regarding, their beliefs, their philosophies. This is, you have, the Sagittarius, the what me worry outlook, and then you have the Aries impulsiveness, at times could give a great propensity for accidents. And this is a person too that may have an intense desire, for freedom, because Sagittarius by itself can be very freedom oriented, and Aries, that sub-influence of Aries can give a need for self-reliance and independence. It's a person that may be able to function very easily on his or her own. Now, the thing about this combination, this person may bring a lot of that, say that that Sagittarius enthusiasm and exuberance into something Aries related, which can include firefighting, welding, the military, arson investigation, law enforcement. It could be some kind of helmet designing position, something with speech pathology, as some other examples. And this is a person, again, that could be very courageous and have a lot of courage and bravery and fortitude. Sagittarius could be very frank and fearless, and you have that the Aries sub influence is having not really having much fear of anything in general. So again, this is a combination that can have an exorbitant amount of courage, person that could really have a strong zest for life. This is something too. Sagittarius is very expansive and optimistic. Aries is not readily discouraged in anything. So this is a person that as long as they have the persistence and they could really accomplish a good deal, because the Sagittarius mentality is like, okay, I fell off the horse, I'm going to get back on it. And Aries is not going to be readily discouraged in anything, but again, a lot of this is predicated on the ability to follow through on matters. So this too, keep in mind, Sagittarius is really often about meandering, roaming. They could be a nomad, and you have the Aries, sub-influence, which would basically say, okay, I'm very independent. I'm going to roam whenever I feel like it. You're not going to stop me from doing so. And they will, this person may be someone that will take, long distance journeys, these trips into uncharted territory, and do so, with little fear or apprehension in doing so. This person could be like, only live once kind of philosophy and mindset. The thing about this is, Sagittarius, regardless of Decan, can be very, it is a excuse me, a masculine sign, so naturally they are extroverted and gregarious, and strongly about, sorry people, expanding horizons. But you have to look at contraindicators and modifying influences in the chart, because that could modify this description, this delineation to some degree. If you take somebody, say that has this Sagittarius Decan, right? And let's say, they have, a Taurus or Cancer Ascendant, as an example, they may be a little less inclined to go outside the box and expand horizons as the typical person, typical Sagittarius in general. And it's also, and it wouldn't be as much travel-minded, because, Taurus rising can be very, sedentary. And Cancer rising, the Ascendant is about what we project outwardly very naturally. And Cancer rising can show very introverted energy very easily. If you have like a lot of, let's take another example, if you have a preponderance of planets on the bottom half of the chart, that would show more introverted tendencies, and the person would be, more, insular, more to themselves, than the typical, Sagittarius person. And the thing is that I talk about this being very, courageous, Decan of Sagittarius, because Sagittarius, again, is generally can be very candid, forthright, and fearless, and Aries energy could add more courage to this. But again, you talk about contraindicators in the chart. You have somebody has this, say they have the Sagittarius, the Sun in Sagittarius in this Decan. Well, let's say they have a Pisces Ascendant. A person may come across a little bit more passive, more timid, maybe a little bit more fearful than the typical person that has the Sagittarius. Say they have it in their Sun, the Sagittarius Decan in Aries. And as well, I want to just talk about it. One thing I didn't state earlier, and I should have said this at the beginning of the video, I'm sorry I didn't, is that as far as appearance goes, this person, may be a little bit leaner, than the typical, Sagittarius person. It might be a little more reddish coloring in the hair, as some examples, or more redness in the face, having this Aries Decan, that Aries flavoring. Really, that's really pretty much what I wanted to get at with this description. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.